Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Bears and Games. I'm trying something a little different with the format today. I'm having a look at a few different games and just how they reflect the state of gays in gaming. Because, as opposed to, say, 10 years ago, there are actually gay characters in games. You'll see that JRPGs actually have started embracing, for whatever reason, alternate lifestyles, which is cool. So first, we're having a look at Shadow Heart From the New World, which was released in 2006 by From Software. And Shadow Heart is one of those interesting game series that really does embrace homosexuality to some degree. Probably picked the wrong game to look at, actually, because Shadow Heart's From the New World is not the gayest game in the series. That would be Shadow Heart's Covenant, which just picked up, and I'll have to do a episode about later. But it's a JRPG. It's got girls spinning and losing their clothes and growing wings for some reason. It's not the direct sequel, really, to the last game. There are some returning characters, but it mostly takes place from the viewpoint of that guy, Johnny Garland, who has a somewhat scary manservant.
Hey, where have you been?
Scary/hot.
There's work to do, master.
Who's somewhat devoted to him. And it's about them taking cases and solving crimes.
I'm Johnny Garland, and I'm 16. I'm a private detective living in New York City. And like Lenny was saying, the truth is my father died 3 years ago, and I was supposed to take over running his company. But living on an inheritance doesn't really do it for me. So I opened my own office.
Bad voice acting aside, you're doing the standard JRPG thing of walking around talking to people. The location is real-world settings, as in the last series. So after cruising some rich guy, you go walk down the street, and in the first couple minutes of the game, you have an interesting encounter. And that would be the gay characters in this game. You'll see Johnny's somewhat stunned. And there they are. As you can see here, the animation does sort of lean towards the effeminate side, as they even label him properly. Now, Aruze Software has a history of making gay characters in their games, like I said before, so you can't get too mad at them. At least they do balance out this one guy with his partner, who is somewhat more masculine, even if he's still kind of creepily effeminate, but nowhere near as much as this fellow, who is actually named Gerard. He's actually a character from the previous game, and now has moved to the New World, which is the setting of this new one. But, Jesus. You know, it's hard not to get insulted. It is very difficult to look at this and say, hey, guys, that's cool. You like making fun of the gays. Although I do think that probably Aruze Software does have gay staff members, or else they wouldn't be obsessed with the muscle men and the weird number of gay flirting or even full-on sex scenes in their games. But still, you have to maybe stock it up to a cultural difference. Although I do like the name of their gay store, Just Us Guys. So next up we have Enchanted Arms, which is an entirely different experience. Instead of being a JRPG by a weird kind of B-list software group, this is a JRPG by a kind of weird B-list software group. You play a guy who has an arm. His arm is kind of enchanted. And there's fighting, there's being told how to do things, there's numbers when you win fights, walking around talking to people. It's your generic kind of Final Fantasy X clone with a more interesting battle system. It's not a terrible game, I gotta tell you right away. After the disappearance of the character I'm going to focus on, I stopped playing, although apparently he does come back later. I bought this for $10 at Blockbuster, so I was never really motivated to play all the way through it. As you can see, there's more lecturing on how to do stuff. It was released in 2005-2006 on the PS3 and 360, and yeah, it's one of those games where it tells you how to do everything. I don't want to gripe about it too much, but I don't need a game to tell me how to, you know, climb a ladder or anything else that has on-screen prompts. It's not a bad game. I mean, even though I've only played it for about 4 hours, 5 hours, it has its own fan base. Gabe and Tycho at Penny Arcade loved it. And here's some exposition from the first scene in the game. There's Atsuma, who is a humorous character who eats a lot and has some kind of crazy arm. There's his ominous teacher who keeps saying ominous, foreshadowing, foreboding things, and you know, gives you lots of exposition on where he is. And there's the character we're looking at.
Just let that poor moron sleep.
Good old Makoto.
Nah, that wouldn't be fair. Not even Atsuma deserves to suffer the wrath of Professor Ko.
It is said that in order to activate the almighty devil golems, special devices known as magicores are required.
Yeah, well, from where I'm sitting, it's exactly what he deserves.
It's not just lightly implied that Makoto is gay. They actually do reference it quite a bit in the game. He is obviously in love with Toya, and is jealous over Atsuma's friendship with him. He's also mostly just bitching throughout the entire game. In fact, there's very few lines of dialogue that he has that aren't just complaining about Atsuma, at least during the first 5 hours.
I made enough for Toya, too. You poor thing, ordering such junk. Certainly nothing compared to my extra special Makoto love lunch. Of course it is. My love for Toya soaks into everything I make.
So yes, he's a very effeminate, very bitchy queen, and it's kind of cool that they wanted to include a gay character, but unfortunately he is so much the harpy and just the whiny bitch that he's not a character that anyone actually is going to really like.
Easily pleased, just like his master.
Really? Is she cute?
How would I know? Why do I have to cut classes and get dragged along with you? We're going to get in trouble for this. What are you ranting on about? Ready for this? Yeah!
During battle, he's kind of useless. He's got, as you can see, some kind of musical instrument with a giant heart. I guess it's a saxophone. I wouldn't know. Even his super powerful attacks aren't great. So at one point, the devil arm starts controlling Atsuma, and he ends up reanimating some evil chick. They all get mad. There's some fights.
Atsuma! You!
Makoto throws him.
In the way!
Okay.
And then things get a little weirder. They get their asses kicked by the chick.
Golems? The most powerful golems created during the Golem War?
There's some of the most awkwardly phrased and voiced exposition that you'll probably hear in the past couple of years. His arm goes crazy. He attacks and hurts the chick. She, you know, disables him. And then there's the gayest scene of any gay character in gaydom, when Toya is about to be taken away by the this devil golem lady.
Get your hands off him! Toya is mine! You get that ugly face away from him!
My face? Ugly?
That's right, sister! I'm just telling it like it is, honey.
The first time that I tried playing through this game, I had to stop playing with the English voices. At least the PS3 version does have the option of switching to the Japanese ones. I couldn't do it. It was so bad. Not just Makoto and not just the insulting accent and the lilt. It's just really bad voice acting in general. So I don't know if it's because of the gay stuff or not.